best at his own game and make him die suddenly? Are you ensnared in a ceaseless whirlwind of mental anguish, consumed by perpetual anxiety, and besieged by unyielding torment inflicted by a narcissistic presence? The relentless onslaught of pain, seemingly relished by your oppressor, has left you depleted and adrift. We recognize the monumental challenge of disentangling oneself from toxic bonds and draining entanglements, and we stand ready to offer our steadfast support. Our empathetic and seasoned cadre of specialists is dedicated to assisting you in confronting the narcissistic forces in your life. Armed with tailor-made strategies attuned to your individual circumstances, we are steadfast in our commitment to emboldening you and reinstating the serenity of your psyche. Our personalized consultations are priced affordably, starting at a mere $1 per week. Follow the link in the description to promptly schedule an appointment and commence your odyssey of healing and reclamation of autonomy. Refuse to permit the insatiable appetite of the narcissistic entity for dominance and validation to dictate the trajectory of your existence any further. Your well-being and contentment are sacrosanct, too precious to relinquish. Together, we can emancipate you from the clutches of narcissistic exploitation, empowering you to embrace the life you authentically deserve. At the outset, narcissists exhibit an uncanny knack for simulating genuine interest in you, yet beneath the facade, you're naught but objects to them, mere tools to satiate their insatiable appetites. Proficient in the art of emotional manipulation, they gravitate toward individuals possessing qualities and attributes they covet but lack. By fixating on your achievements, they prop up their fragile egos, basking in a heady cocktail of power and dominance. From the inception of your relationship, this is how they seize control, craving your contributions devoid of regard for your individuality or unique qualities. You're simply a conduit for their self-serving desires. While they may amplify your value if they perceive you as influential or attractive, you remain a mere pawn in their game of manipulation. To them, your worth is contingent solely upon your ability to mirror their emotions and cater to their whims. Yet, this manipulation is fleeting, necessitating their constant presence to sustain their emotional needs. They feed off your validation to bolster their self-esteem, gradually diminishing your significance over time. Methodically pinpointing flaws and concocting falsehoods, they relish in belittling and asserting dominance over you. Ultimately, whatever you bring to the table will always fall short. This realization fuels their sense of dominance, driving them to seek new wells of validation while simultaneously devaluing and manipulating you. They crave adoration and attention, yet remain enigmatic and alluring. Forever hunting for someone to lavish them with praise and devotion, they're constantly on the lookout for fresh prey to fulfill this role. Once they pinpoint their next target, the cycle of grooming and exploitation commences once more. Once the backup supply is secured, they discard you callously, replacing you promptly with a new individual whom they elevate to a position of prominence in their twisted reality. The narcissist orchestrates this process meticulously, ensuring they maintain absolute control. They must paint you as the one at fault or lacking, reinforcing their inflated sense of superiority and intellect. In their eyes, they've traded up to someone they deem superior to you. However, should you sever ties with the narcissist before they shift to their backup source, it will haunt them relentlessly. The memory of your rejection will linger, preventing them from moving forward. This undeniable proof of your superiority will inflict profound emotional turmoil upon them, plunging them into a whirlwind of anxiety, sorrow, and despair. Choosing the right moment to break free holds immense power. A strategic departure during the height of their charm offensive yields maximum impact. If you can liberate yourself while they're still showering you with affection, striving desperately to win your favor, the aftershocks will reverberate profoundly. As you strip away their falsehoods and dismantle the meticulously crafted facade they present, they simmer with rage, rattled by your ability to penetrate their charade. Your revelation of their true essence pierces through their deceptive veil, a revelation that will haunt them indefinitely. They'll forever replay this moment, haunted by the exposure of their authentic self. Upon introspection, a wave of inadequacy and isolation washes over them. Despite their facade of grandiosity, deep within, they harbor seeds of self-doubt and unworthiness. Escaping a narcissist's grasp may seem daunting, but it's entirely within reach. I can vouch for this truth firsthand, having weathered the torment of this vicious cycle myself. If this content has offered valuable insights into the complexities of narcissism, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and stay vigilant. Arm yourself with knowledge of the warning signs, nurture resilience and resolve, and embark on the journey toward reclaiming your best life starting today. Is there a surefire way to unleash vengeance upon the self-absorbed, like a narcissist? It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it? But let's resist the urge to dive into their toxic realm. Instead, the key lies in cutting off communication and focusing on personal growth. Sure, it's understandable to feel the burn of anger when you're the one enduring their abuse. Your emotions are valid, even if others don't quite grasp the depth of your turmoil. Harnessing that anger as a driving force for healing can be empowering, but veering into irrational rage is a slippery slope. Today, let's delve into the essential strategies for navigating interactions with narcissists. If you're hungry for more insights, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on future uploads. You'll be the first to know when fresh content hits the channel. Now let's reclaim our sense of agency. Have you ever found yourself consumed by wrath towards a narcissist? How do you manage the intensity of those emotions? Sharing your experiences in the comments can offer solace to others who've walked a similar path. After all, solidarity is a powerful antidote to isolation. First and foremost, it's time to stop suppressing your fury. When confronted with narcissists or scenarios involving their presence, most people tend to bury their anger deep within, fearing its potential repercussions. Little do they realize that anger is simply another facet of human emotion, albeit one that can be particularly potent in the face of narcissistic abuse. Reflect on the havoc wreaked by these manipulative individuals. The deceit, the broken promises, the hollow assurances of a better tomorrow, all mere facades to further their own agenda. As they ensnare you in their web of manipulation, they chip away at your sense of self, leaving behind a mere shell of who you once were, discarded and disregarded like a piece of unwanted furniture. The magnitude of such betrayal is undeniably excruciating, reverberating through countless lives, each one touched by the narcissist's callous disregard for others' well-being. It's no wonder you're consumed by a desire to exact vengeance upon them. But let me be clear, I'm not advocating for succumbing to such impulses. Rather, it's about acknowledging the validity of your anger, embracing it as a natural response to their egregious actions. After all, why should you treat them any differently than they've treated you? It's time to assert your understanding and recognition of your own rage as a catalyst for reclaiming your sense of self. Let's delve into the narcissist's desires within the relationship. Narcissists crave nothing more than to strip you of your autonomy and individuality. They despise the notion of you having control over your own life, setting boundaries, or asserting independence. Their ultimate goal is to render you utterly devoid of self-worth, reducing you to a state of degradation and humiliation. That's why you often found yourself isolated and alone, suffocating under the weight of their abhorrent treatment. Their manipulation was calculated to erase your identity, leaving you as nothing more than a compliant doormat for their convenience. The controllers feared the possibility of you discovering your true potential if granted freedom. By exerting dominance over every facet of your being, they maintained a sense of power and superiority. Their aversion to your autonomy stemmed from their own lack thereof. Armed with this understanding of the narcissist's insidious tactics, you're better equipped to make informed decisions moving forward. Use this insight as fuel to take decisive action against their manipulative grasp. Next, let's aim for victory against them. But how? The narcissist envisioned you exactly as they desired, so let's delve deeper into this. Counter their desires with actions that are the polar opposite. Why? Because, much like the mythical phoenix rising from the ashes, you possess the potential for rebirth and renewal if you're willing to put in the necessary work. This resilience is precisely what narcissists detest witnessing in others. By prioritizing your healing and fortifying yourself against future encounters with narcissists, you render their manipulative efforts futile. Asserting boundaries, safeguarding your resources, and embracing your individuality are all acts of defiance that chip away at their illusion of control. Despite their inflated sense of self-importance, their actual influence is minimal. They fancy themselves as all-knowing and omnipotent, but in reality they are neither. Their greatest source of frustration lies in witnessing you seize control of your life and effect positive changes. Your triumph serves as a glaring reminder of their inability to manipulate you as they once did. They anticipated your emotional unraveling, yet you defied their expectations. Your refusal to succumb to their pessimism strikes at the very core of their being, leaving them bitterly disappointed. Their efforts have come to naught, a testament to their own incompetence. It's truly unfortunate for them that their machinations have yielded such dismal results. Let's reimagine this advice. Instead of bottling up your anger, why not channel it into constructive outlets? Embrace your fury as a catalyst for healing and growth, utilizing it to propel yourself forward. In essence, if you seek retribution against a narcissist, consider redirecting your rage inward, using it as fuel to overcome the trauma inflicted upon you. Remember, the pain you endured was inevitable, but it doesn't have to define you. Strive to cultivate relationships built on familiarity, trust, and authenticity, fostering an environment conducive to mutual growth. Acknowledge your anger and seek productive ways to release it, harnessing its energy to fuel your journey towards recovery. Unfortunately, time constraints prevent me from delving further into this topic today. I apologize for any inconvenience caused. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this video with others. Stay tuned for updates on our next major video. Until then, wishing you a fulfilling week ahead. Hello everyone. Whether you're here for the first time or you're a familiar face, I'm delighted to welcome you. Your continued support truly means the world to me. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button and enable notifications so you never miss our daily insights and discussions. Today, we're delving into a topic that's both enlightening and empowering: the daily routines of narcissists during periods of no contact. But before we delve into the specifics, let's take a moment to understand what no contact truly entails. It's important to note that adopting a no-contact approach isn't always feasible for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. We all have our unique circumstances, and the priority should always be to prioritize your well-being in a manner that best suits you. So, if you're not currently in a position to implement no contact, or if you're not yet ready to do so, that's absolutely fine, and I completely respect your decision. For those of you who have chosen to embrace no contact as part of your healing journey, you're taking a significant step toward reclaiming your life and restoring your self-worth. Today, we'll be exploring 7 common behaviors that narcissists demonstrate when confronted with the boundary of no contact. Whether you've already initiated no contact or you're contemplating it, this video is packed with insights to assist you in navigating this challenging yet transformative process. Are you prepared to dive in? Let's begin, and don't forget to engage with us by liking, sharing, and commenting below. Your active participation fosters the growth of our community and provides support to others on their path to healing. Ending contact with a narcissist is no walk in the park. It can stir up feelings of guilt, shame, and self-blame, making you feel responsible for everything that went wrong. It's a bewildering experience, especially if you're emotionally attached to them or feel bound to them due to past trauma. Going no contact can feel like undergoing withdrawal, akin to quitting smoking or giving up drugs. Your brain chemistry can play tricks on you, manifesting physical symptoms and plunging you into a state of discomfort. I've been there, so I understand just how challenging it can be to navigate this journey. However, sticking to no contact is crucial for extricating yourself from the chaos. Similar to how an alcoholic must steer clear of alcohol or a drug addict must avoid their substance, you must steer clear of the narcissist. Failure to confront your emotions and undergo proper healing may result in you falling back into the same toxic cycle. Opting for no contact is akin to erecting a shield to safeguard yourself. It's a recognition that the narcissist is unlikely to change, thus you must prioritize your own well-being. However, without a robust support system and a commitment to self-healing, you risk being ensnared in their web once more. Therefore, don't simply bury your emotions regarding the toxic relationship. Surround yourself with empathetic individuals who comprehend your situation and focus on finding constructive solutions. Additionally, ensure that you actively engage in the process of healing yourself. This way, you're not merely surviving, you're thriving. When you initiate no contact, the narcissist's initial reaction is to rally their supporters. They'll craft a narrative where you're cast as the villain and they're the victim. They'll distort the truth, embellish details, and conveniently omit anything that contradicts their storyline. However, it's imperative not to allow their manipulative tactics to undermine your self-worth. Their words hold no sway over your opinion of yourself. Instead, focus on nurturing a positive self-image based on your own perceptions and experiences. Next, they'll flaunt a new partner in front of you, aiming to inflict pain and provoke jealousy. Their intention is to shift the blame onto you, portraying you as the issue rather than acknowledging their own faults. However, it's essential to recognize that this behavior is all part of their manipulative game. Stay resilient and refuse to let it affect you. Fully commit to no contact by blocking them on all platforms, avoiding places where you might encounter them, and kindly requesting mutual friends not to divulge details about their life. This isn't about stooping to their level. It's about safeguarding your well-being and prioritizing your healing journey. Furthermore, anticipate the hoovering attempt. If you've successfully maintained no contact for an extended period, the narcissist may attempt to re-establish contact, even years later. They are persistent, yet often choose the path of least resistance. Instead of seeking out new partners, they frequently circle back to former ones, maintaining a mental roster of exes to hoover when the need arises. If you've upheld no contact for a considerable duration, prepare yourself for their efforts to reinsert themselves into your life. This typically occurs when their new source of attention begins to wane. Without fresh validation, they may attempt to reconnect with you. They may initiate contact subtly, perhaps with a text, hoping for a prompt response. If you've been suppressing your emotions without actively healing, you might be susceptible to their overtures. However, if you've prioritized self-care and blocked them across all channels, they won't be able to reach you directly. They might resort to contacting mutual friends or family, employing tactics of remorse or professing their love. In such instances, it's crucial to establish firm boundaries with these mutual contacts. Having supportive individuals who can shut down any attempts at reconnection is vital. Remember, there's no space for them in your life, no prospect of reconciliation, and certainly no place for a toxic friendship. Stand firm and maintain no contact for your own peace of mind. If you've encountered similar situations, share your experiences and advice in the comments section. And if you're grappling with these challenges, don't hesitate to seek guidance and support. If the narcissist manages to breach your no-contact boundary and successfully hoover you back in, brace yourself for a barrage of love bombing. This marks the beginning of the toxic cycle all over again, and it can be incredibly seductive, particularly if some time has elapsed. Many individuals find themselves ensnared in this cycle because they haven't undertaken the profound healing work necessary to break free. When they reconnect with you, they'll inundate you with love-bombing tactics. They'll assume the role of the perfect partner, reminiscent of the initial stages of the relationship. Their words will be sweet, their actions impeccable, and they'll lavish you with affection. It's easy to be swept away by this apparent dream come true, especially if you've been yearning for their attention. However, it's crucial to realize that it's all a facade. They'll make promises they have no intention of fulfilling and construct a false narrative of a future together. If you've let your guard down and neglected your healing process, you might find yourself falling for their charade. But remember, this phase is fleeting. Sooner or later, their true colors will resurface, and you'll once again become the target of their abuse. If you allow yourself to be drawn back into their web, you'll find yourself right back where you started, or perhaps in an even worse situation. Each return exacerbates the damage inflicted upon you. Before succumbing to their persuasive words and fabricated transformation, remind yourself of the pain that awaits you further down the road. If the narcissist's schemes of hoovering and love-bombing fall flat, they'll lie in wait, ready to pounce on your vulnerabilities. It's almost uncanny how they can detect moments of weakness. This underscores the importance of engaging in profound healing and recovery processes to break free from these toxic entanglements. Even if you've implemented no contact measures, there might still be lingering ties to those you're trauma bonded with. Comprehensive healing and recovery initiatives can aid in severing these connections. If the narcissist fails to lure you back through hoovering or love bombing, they'll bide their time, monitoring for instances when you're susceptible. They possess an innate ability to detect wavering commitment to no contact, struggles with withdrawal from love addiction, or periods of personal crisis. Seizing the moment, they'll exploit your vulnerabilities when you're at your lowest. Just because the narcissist has been dormant for a while doesn't signify surrender. They could be awaiting the opportune moment to catch you off guard, particularly during a personal crisis. They may attempt to portray themselves as saviors, but their intervention only exacerbates matters. Their tactics in exploiting your vulnerabilities are predictable. If they can't manipulate you directly, they'll resort to tarnishing your reputation through a smear campaign. In the intricate game of manipulation, a smear campaign stands apart from the narcissist's initial strategy of garnering allies by casting themselves as the victim and you as the villain. It represents a more aggressive assault on your character. When they realize they can no longer control you because you're focused on healing and self-care, they resort to spreading lies and cruelty to tarnish your reputation. Enduring such an onslaught can be excruciating, especially in the early stages of your healing journey. However, through genuine healing efforts and the support of a robust network, you can fortify yourself against their attacks. Unable to directly manipulate you, the narcissist pivots to manipulating others' perceptions of you. They distort how people perceive, think about, and feel about you. Our aim should be to transcend this manipulation and remain unaffected, whether it's within family dynamics, workplace interactions, relationships, or friendships. It's disheartening to realize that some individuals project their own insecurities onto others solely to bolster their self-esteem. Yet, this is the game they play. While confronting such behavior may seem daunting, awareness and preparedness can bolster your resilience against their attempts to inflict harm. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's crucial to anticipate the narcissist's potential for revenge. Whether through smear campaigns or leveraging any control they have over you, narcissists may seek retaliation if they perceive their attempts to breach your boundaries have failed. It's imperative to proactively dismantle their power and shield yourself, as well as those you care for, from their vindictive actions. Remember, prioritizing your well-being isn't melodramatic. It's a necessary act of self-preservation. Taking preemptive measures to safeguard yourself is always prudent. As we draw to a close, I hope you found this information enriching. If so, please demonstrate